Good evening, I'm Olga Cardosa, and this is the Library Board of the City of Pharr. Regular call meeting on this Thursday, November 21st, 2024. It is now 6 o'clock. At this time, I call this meeting to order. May we have roll call, please? Here.
Here. Here. Here. Present.
Do I have a motion to excuse the absences?
Move to excuse. I second.
We are now in open session, and our next item on our regular board meeting is approval of the minutes. For September 19th, 2024. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
I so move.
Okay.
I second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next item on the agenda, you all receive your agendas. We have a presentation of the director's report.
Thank you, Olga. This time I would like to present to you the library director's report. I'm Adolfo Garcia, the library director for the city of Pharr. Thank you very much for taking time of your day to come to our regular library board meeting. We do have one of our newest board members, Ms. Itza Flores, Commissioner Place 6. Our ex-official, we do have normally a commissioner be part of our meetings. Welcome.
Welcome.
So I'm just going to go over a recap. We haven't met since September, so we didn't have time to cover the end of the fiscal year pretty much. To close off, we did really great. I think it was one of our best years since the start of and ending of COVID. We're gaining a lot of traction as far as the gate count. At our DRC, the gate count for the fiscal year, end of 23-24, which is end of September 30th, for the fiscal year as the way the city operates. DRC gate count 26,851. At the main library, a whopping 135,301 people walked through our doors. That's a total of 162,152 people walked in through our doors. So that's quite significant. I think I haven't seen those numbers in about 5 years that I've been working. It's not our best, but our best has been like a little bit over 200,000. So I think next fiscal year, one of our goals is to surpass that. As far as circulation, that'll be our checkouts and transactions at the DRC. A little bit over 6,200 transactions, and at the main library, over 52,304. Of course, you got to take in mind that the PML, the main library, is 3 times as big, so you would count 3 times larger amounts of, as far as numbers. So the collection is 3 times as large, so you have more kids or more people checking out books. As far as revenues, 7,540 at the DRC. Revenues are everything that we charge for at the services. You have copy, printing, faxing, and printing, copying, and also scan to email that we charge our patrons. And some fines and dues where people bring out who either lose books or they keep the books a little bit over than the allotted 2 weeks or 4 weeks. So we collect those. So a little bit over $7,000. And at the main library, 43,485. And at our Cafe 121, otherwise known as Pharr Bucks Cafe, is $24,153. It is one of the only places where it's an added service. You go to the library and get the best cup of coffee in the city of Pharr. It was the first cafe in the downtown area. So we like to boast about that we're the only ones that have a cafe here in the city of Pharr. Farbucks.
Good prices too.
Very good prices. As we say, it's an added service. It kind of just pays for itself so that we can keep kids coming back and parents coming back to the library. It keeps them in there. And what I like about it, and I see it every day, is a lot of the kids don't get that opportunity to do money transactions. We only take cash, by the way. So they come in with $2, $3, and they get to, leave. A lot of them don't drink coffee, right? It's mainly the parents. But we sell other things like sodas or waters, chocolate bars, and little pastries, all pre-packaged, right? Because the only thing we make is cookies, right? We bake cookies every day, by the way. Those are some of our best sellers. So they get that transaction with our staff, and they're always very proud that they're able to give money and get change back, and they kind of get that experience that they normally might not get at other local stores where you're paying with debit cards or or the parents are paying. So little kids get that interaction that they normally wouldn't get somewhere else. All right. As far as budget, last year's budget was at a little bit over $1.8 million. We did spend about 1.69 million 695,579. So about 92% of the budget we spent last year. We're always in the black. Ever since I've been here, we've never been in the red. We did last year was a little bit higher just because we had a couple projects. We had a couple projects that we had that were part of our goals. One being the furniture replacement, and we had some technology updates at the DRC. So and our current budget is less than last year's, and that's one of the things that we attributed as being less because we don't have those high cost items like the furniture. Last year, the furniture was a little bit over $100,000 that we spent just to refurnish the first floor in the children's area, first and second floor in the main library, and we added some shelving at the DRC because they were running out of space to shelve all the books that we have at our DRC library. So I do want to tell you that fiscal year 23-24, we did meet. I'm sorry. Just going back, we just started the fiscal year, so we're about 5%, which is, it's called for. Normally spend between 5 and 7% of your budget every month to be able to keep a good, healthy budget throughout the fiscal year. And for, like I said, 23-24, we met all of our goals. The furniture being one of them, the technology and maintenance of the main library. We had to do a washing of the entire facility and here at the main, so that allowed us to keep up with the maintenance, and we don't have to repaint the entire building all over again. It looks spanking brand new once they do the exterior stucco wash. So it was looking kind of dated. You have to remember that the stucco was finished in 2006, so we're going at about 20 years already with the same facade. Not the only maintenance we're doing on the exterior is doing the soft wash and doing very minor repairs to the roof and all of our air conditioning units. So some of the goals that we have for this new fiscal year that just started October 1. In order to increase K count, we have to increase programming, not just regular programming. I think with the staff, and they'll go over some of the stuff. Some of the programs that we've already done this fiscal year that just started, you got to have quality programs for kids, teens, and adults. So that's going to be one of our goals, to be able to meet the goal of having more people come to the libraries. And of course, we excel in customer service because it's one thing the city of Pharr does, especially our department. We're also looking at adding better building maintenance in order to have people come to the library. Of course, you need clean facilities. Clean facilities means more maintenance. That's part of our goals that we're integrated into our new fiscal year. That means cleaning the carpets more often, doing our preventive maintenance on our air conditioning, and of course doing just minor repairs, your your restroom, make sure everything works properly as it's supposed to. Because of course the buildings get dated. Dated also the DRC, we're going, this next fiscal year, we're going on our 7th year already. So, you know, you're looking at things, some things break, they don't last forever, and we got to make sure that we have a good maintenance program for both of our facilities. And one of the things we want to do this fiscal year, restripe all the parking lot, kind of give it a, you know, a refresh, especially the main library, and we're also looking at doing that at the DRC. Resurfacing and also the restriping. And that'll, you know, making sure that it looks nice and welcoming to our patrons. And that's part of the projects that we have budgeted for this new fiscal year. Like I said, restriping. We do want to do really good roof maintenance. This past storm back in June, I believe, at the start of or the end of the spring, we had a pretty bad rains, and we saw that some of the roof tiles here at the main library had, you know, they had either broken or just the wind just kind of took them off. So that's one of the things that we want to kind of, as part of the new budget, make those necessary repairs. Of course, it hasn't rained too much, so I'm not too worried. But as soon as you know, we get the project in line, we're going to go ahead and call a contractor. And of course, we want to continue with the family place libraries. It's one of the things that, with our new supervisor in children's, that we start taking those statistics reports so that we can meet the requirements to meet the family place library's requirements, which is kind of a certification that allows the library to kind of boast about the programmings that we have here at the main library. And you can see we did win Achievements in Excellence Award from TML. That was in 2022. It's on your left, and a couple of pictures that we have for the writing writing contest that we have, and I think Paola's going to cover that. And this time I'm going to go ahead and leave the mic to our supervisors. We have Ruby, Paola, and Mike. Mike takes care of the DRC for us. He's our branch manager. And who's Paola? Paola's next in line too. And then we'll have the other supervisors cover some of the things that we've done so far. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, that would be Mike. Yeah.
Good afternoon. My name is Mike Singletary. I'm the branch manager at the South Pharr Development and Research Center. I'm going to go over a few things that have gone on over there at the DRC. On September 5th, we had Customs and Border Protection. They had their meeting. September 9th, we had Pharr Public Utilities. They had a staff training. September 17th, we had two organizations use the conference room, Border Perspectives in the morning, and the Pharr Youth Eco Alliance, that's with Parks and Recreation. They used it in the afternoon. September 19th, another Customs and Border Protection meeting. September 20th, Border Perspective again. September 24th, we had a cancer fundraiser bingo for a local family. September 26th, we had a Pharr Bridge Connect. September 30th, we had the Texas Children in Nature Network and a Girl Scout troop meeting. The Texas Children in Nature Network, again, that's through Parks and Recreation. Events in October, we had Lincoln Heritage Life Insurance. They had a small table at the lobby. They were talking about the insurance to the people walking in. Yeah, they just had a table in the lobby. October 3rd, Customs and Border Protection. October 10th, we had two large groups. TxDOT had their mental health training for all their employees. They had about 2 or 3 sessions throughout the day. Pharr Community Theater had their play, Path of Marigolds. That one was later on in the afternoon, from 7 to 9, I believe. October 11th, another Pharr Bridge. They had their trade talks. October 16th, Superior Health. They had what they call a baby shower, but it was just information about Medicaid for pregnant women. October 21st, another Children in Nature Network. And October 28th to the 31st, to the end of the month, we had the Hidalgo County Elections Department. They had the general elections for, for the president and all them others. Mr. Garcia, I also want to mention that Mr. Garcia mentioned that the DRC had all their ACs cleaned. There was quite a few of them. 16 5-ton units, so they all got cleaned, and the maintenance was done on all of them. And another thing I want to mention, we have a backup generator in the back of the building that powers the entire building. That got connected and it got tested, and it's up and running. It's ready to go. So for any natural disaster that happens, that building will have power in that area.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mike? As you can see, DRC's been very active, especially with the elections. I think we're all very happy that it finally ended. 2 weeks of early elections and then finally election day. So a lot of traffic. So I think that's we don't keep track of the traffic going into the building, but I know it's quite up there. We only keep traffic going into the library side of the DRC. But we also manage the rest of the facility as far as rentals or nonprofit organizations that do meet out there. And like Mike mentioned, with all the things that he mentioned, it's getting used quite a bit. I mean, it's one of those places that I don't know what people did before we had it over there. I just know it's being used quite a bit now that we have it. So it's good to have it. And now that with the emergency generator, hopefully we'll never use it, but it is there when we have to use it. Next we have, who's next on the agenda? You. We'll have Paola give a presentation.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is Paola Del Angel. I'm the reference supervisor for the Pharr Memorial Library. And my report is on teen and adult programs and events. As you can see, this is just a general overview, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask them, and I'll be glad to answer them. For the teens, the outstanding or the highlight of that event, aside from the writing contest, was the origami workshop, which hadn't, we didn't have the numbers back then when we submitted the presentation, but actually, it turned out to be an interesting one just because not only did the teens like it, but we were able to replicate the same workshop with our PTI students who happen to also be teens. And that was really successful. And we want to do more of this now that we discovered that they really got engaged and they really enjoyed it, because it not only provides for their, pathways to independence, right? In a more like physical or job readiness sort of hard skills side, but also we're providing both soft skills and hard skills. We're combining them by using art techniques, and also by letting them help out with putting out the materials or cleaning after they're done. So it's like a thorough workshop and a great way to actually get them ready for what's coming after they graduate from school. So we thought that was really nice, and they really enjoyed it, and look forward to continue participating. Next time we're planning to do maybe watercolors, sculptures, so we want to engage them in different arts, and also connect that with what good it does, to brain development, and how this actually helps us all, not just, not just students, but everybody, everyone, can benefit from these activities as well. And that's why we're also, if you look at the third page from here, we're also working in a project which is under construction called there's two actually, but one of them is the Relax and Chill Space. And although it seems like very relaxed, it sounds relaxing in format, it actually meets a purpose of educating people and getting them, I guess, close to thinking about mental health and brain health also. And so this is important because nowadays, everywhere we go, we deal with a lot of stress, a lot of, situations that happen in our community. We want to make sure to provide safe spaces for our children, for our families, and these spaces that even when they're enclosed, they resemble this sense of nature and connection with life and with people, right? Well, it's a work in progress still, as well as the career and job readiness, which I would like to thank you all because you support our programs, but also Mr. Garcia here for believing in our vision, in investing we're going to be the only library in the whole county, pretty much South Texas, I believe, that's going to be offering our patrons free access to more than 40,000 materials, study prep materials, whether it's ACT, GED, Texas, all of these test prep materials that they need, quizzes, flashcards online, and also print version, if as much as we can afford. To help them get ready for their careers. Also, of course, job search, interviewing, other print materials, specialist materials, computer skills as well. And all of this is in conjunction with the computer assistance programs that was already going on, and it's still running. We want to make these materials also available and these services available to different audiences, of course, teens and adults in connection with children's department as well. We were talking just about it, if we can explain a little bit more. But what I want to emphasize is that no other library has invested or it will be investing in education like we are. We already have PSJA coming in to use our rooms for testing, for getting trained. We have other nonprofits, we have IDEA, we have UTRGV now coming in. So we want to make sure to build and strengthen these connections with these entities so that we can work together for the better of a community. And also, last but not least, our adults programs, they're still running. That's, great with the book clubs and everything. So everything looks good on that side. Feel Good Book Club is growing in numbers and also becoming bilingual. It used to be English only, now it's become bilingual due to high demand. We're also for the mixed programming. I get very excited, and if it were up to me, like I would be, speaking for hours in here because it's really, it's an honor to be part of a community that wants to give to their peers. We have had, for example, the Far-Fetched Coders. It's a volunteer community member that just retired, and he just wants to share Python programming, and he just so happens to be. He is accredited by Harvard University to teach these courses. So, I mean, who does this for free? And so we're very honored and humbled to have people who want to come in and share this with our community. And they choose Pharr, because they could have gone, and some of them, to be honest, they say, hey, we've gone to this other library, this and that, and they're not as welcoming, they're not as, they don't support us. And so that's why they choose us. And that's honestly the best feedback we can get. Moving on, and again, if you have any questions, today actually we have an art exhibit by two local Valley friends that just came by as well, and just they just wanted to share their art with the community, pictures and paintings that they have. And when we're talking as they're envisioning the exhibit, it was more about, hey, we're just two friends. We're not special. We're not famous or anything. If we would become in the future, that's great. But we're just people from the valley who want to share their view, their message with others, and show kids and show teens that they too can make art, that they too have a message to say or a story to tell. You don't have to be super famous. You don't have to be an influencer, but you can tell stories that matter and that are meaningful to our people, and that that they're not only meaningful, but also that there's good things happening here in our valley. There's things to be proud of. So there's a lot going on here. We have a rich variety of cultures and thoughts and different peoples from different places. So it's a great place to be, and we should be proud of it. And that's what they're sharing tonight, just in a few minutes, and you're more than welcome to join us for the reception annual writing contest. That one as well, we had a good turnout, 32 people participating, great stories, and people were happy from all over the valley, from La Jolla to I believe it was Weslaco and Edinburgh, all over the place. San Juan participated, and we're very happy. From the youngest was 14 years old, and the oldest was 79 years old, and they all great stories to share. Yes, um, and I think that is it for the reference department. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer.
For the job readiness and career guidance classes, is there an orientation or is there a schedule or is it a one-to-one? How does that work?
We are planning to offer one-on-one, the same thing we do with computer assistants in case they need it. Like if in case they have more questions regarding to their, how to create a resume, or we've done in the past teen mock interviews, and so we've actually talk to teens about their career goals, and maybe like just look at their resumes real quick, or actually we acted up a few interviews for different like job positions, and it was great, and they really value that. So more or less, we're open to feedback, definitely, to suggestions. It's still growing, but that's probably where it's headed, a one-to-one intervention in case they need it, but also to leave flyers there and materials so that they can also on their own, if they want, just access information and take it from there.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Great job.
Thank you, Paola. If that doesn't want to make you go to the library, I don't know what does. Of course, we have books, the bestsellers that you can find at any other library. So we have it, at least 2 copies of each one. As you can see, we've done a lot of good things, and a lot of good things that we're looking on doing for the next fiscal year. Next, we have Ruby.
Hello, everyone. I'm the children's supervisor. I will be discussing a couple of things. One of them is going to be our KPIs, basically our statistics for the months of September, October, and then the projected ones for November. I'm going to be discussing our special events and upcoming programs, such as, and then our grants, right, or how Mr. Garcia had discussed that we're still moving forward with our Family Place Library grant. So let's get started. For September, I know the calendars are a little bit small, but if you guys would like a copy of those, we can expand them and I can send them over to you all. I have, basically overall, we had 46 programs, and those are between the Pharr Memorial Library and the Development and Research Center. That's the, all the numbers together. And then we had 30 programs that were for the general public, right? It was for all the kids, all ranges, all age ranges. And then we had 16 programs dedicated to children. And then out of those, we had 1,389 people who came by for the general, and then 61 that came by for our toddler programs. And then we did have a workshop that had 60 attendees, and this was a workshop that was provided by Ms. Goings, who is a local artist, and then she's also well known within the community, so she was able to come by back in September to do that. Now, I wanted to continue that the workshops that Ms. Brianna Bouillon had started, so we had some of those in October, and then we're going to continue them. So, and it's going to be local artists who are helping us out with those. So for October, we had a total of 139 programs. Like I said, that's between the Pharr Memorial Library and the DRC. 79 of those were children's programs, and then 60 of them were for the toddlers. And then we had a general attendees level of 436, and then for the toddlers, we had 253 people attending. For the workshop that we had in October, we had 53 people stop by, and then we had 134 people come to our spectacular story time. So that was a really great turnout. I was really surprised over it. And then I didn't mention it on here, but we also had a writing contest, and we did get a couple of people to participate in those, and we had 3 winners. With our writing workshop, I have it over on the other side, on the next page. With our writing workshop, basically our top 3 winners are going to get published. Right now we're looking into getting all of that sorted out, and then we did have illustrator contest during the month of October. So that illustrator also, because they did our cover and they won the cover, they will be illustrating, that child will be illustrating that book that we bring out. So, but that's possibly going to, it's going to be a little, we're going to have a little event for them in January, but just so we can cover the writing contest that we had. And then the workshop that we had for October was the Day of the Dead workshop. We wanted to provide we wanted to provide programs that weren't necessarily about Halloween throughout the entire month, because we do know that our community is pretty diverse and some people do not celebrate Halloween. So we had a Day of the Dead workshop for them. And then our local artist for this one that helped us out was Miss San Juanita Hernandez. She used to previously work for the Pharr Memorial Library. She wanted to come back. She reached out and she said, hey, can I do anything, to help you guys out? And this was a perfect opportunity for her to do so. We are hosting them in the North Star room when the room is available, because it has a larger area for the kids and the parents to be in. And then that's our flyer for our Spooktacular Storytime. Like I said, it was like a mini version of our upcoming Christmas night at the library. This one was just a story with a couple of little goodie bags. And like I said, we had a great turnout. 134 people stopped by for that one. And then for November, we have projected programs, 140. Projected people to stop by for that one in the general is going to be 80. And then for our toddlers, 60. And then attendees, we have a projected amount of 475. And then for our toddlers, 250. And then for our workshop, we're hoping to at least get 60 people to come to that one. And then for our Falling into Learning toddler events, we did have that event with UT RGV, UT Health, and we had 52 people show up for that event. It was a small little event that we had, in collaborations with UT RGV, UT Health students, and they basically just provided information for parents about about child sensory time, motor skills, car seat safety, and things like those. Moving forward is our calendar. That one's a little larger, but still, again, if you guys need a bigger copy of it, I'm more than welcome to send you that. And then our upcoming events. I had mentioned that we're going to be having our fall workshop. That's going to be happening this Saturday. And then we do have, we're now making our flyers both in English and in Spanish. And then we have the full, we have that was also something I wanted to mention. So now we will be providing toddler events or events for our littles, our programming all month long. So we're starting it off now in November, and we're going to continue as we progress throughout the year. So that's something that I wanted to mention. We added a how does it work on every Thursday session, and that's basically I'm trying to get members of the community to come out, and they basically have not only a platform so they can discuss what their organization does for the parents and for the children, but it also allows them, it allows the parents to learn more about what different resources there is in our community. So there's that, and then if any parent has any suggestion, we're more than welcome to bring, somebody, an expert in the question to come by and talk about that subject. And these could be things like, postpartum depression, lactation, anything like those that parents kind of request. Instead of us teaching it, we'll bring in experts too. And then we are going to be collaborating with the Parks and Rec urban ecologist. We have a new urban ecologist in the city of Pharr, Mr. Remy, and we're going to be doing not only programming for our homeschoolers, for our how does it work for the older children, but we're also going to be seeing how we can build a seed library at our library. And that's going to be for everyone, not just the little ones. But I wanted to mention that. And then we do have our Christmas night at the library coming up on December the 19th. And then we have our, that one's going to be a big one, our flyers here. And then we have our Santa's workshop coming up in December 21st. And then we're hoping we can transition our How Does It Work session for the older kids online. We're going to try it out in January, see how that goes, just so we can reach a bigger audience, and then we can encourage those who view us online to come in and still get the session in-house in both the DRC and at PML. And then we are going to be trying to get the family library grant over for the DRC. We already have it for the Pharr Memorial Library, so we're going to be working on that from January till October of 2025. And then here are a couple of resources that we have. I know we discussed the 1,000 books before kindergarten last time we came by. So this is just a little sheet for you guys to read up on it. We have had a great turnout so far. A lot of our parents are coming by and they're bringing their logs in, and then the little ones are getting, you know, a free little board book. And then once they complete all of that, we are going to be giving them out a basket with a couple of goodies in there, just to award, you know, both the parents and the child for reading, and hopefully they become lifelong readers. And then here's some new resources on the TSLAC, Family Place Library. This is a little bit about them. But any questions, concerns?
Have any questions?
All right.
Oh, that's a lot of programs that we have there. If you put together reference, DRC, and the children's department, so very active library, I might say so. We are open every day of the week. I think that's one of the reasons, and we have some of the best staff that the city of Pharr, that we were able to get from, you know, different places. So I do want to thank my staff. I think they do a great job, and I want to thank you as a board, because you are, you know, you're the ones who talk to the community and give us ideas and just stop by, you know, once in a while, or just we had the assistant city manager stop by today just to see how things were going. You know, I would want to welcome you to stop by the library. No, you stopped by yesterday. We had a little luncheon for the staff for Thanksgiving. I think we invited everyone, and those who were able to make it made it yesterday. So I do appreciate you all going. Like I said, you represent our community, and if there's anything we could do for you, you know, just stop by, talk to me if I'm not there, talk to my staff, and we'll be more than happy to help anyone in the community to you know, to provide the library services that we always do. Any questions?
Just when we think that you all cannot go above and beyond, you know, you guys, you just bring it up a notch and you go above and beyond even more.
Yeah.
So thank you for all the work that you do. I heard that the Trail of Terror was real terror. So
Yes.
I heard from a lot of the community members that they loved it, and they're like, "Oh my God, they overdid it." I mean,
Yeah.
they loved it.
Yeah, we were
So
part
thank
of
you
that
for
too,
all your hard work.
as part of one of the departments that set up a little section of it. So
Mhm.
we were able to scare quite a few people.
Yeah, I heard.
We had Isla de las Muñecas,
Uh-huh.
and I don't even go to those things because I have
I know.
nightmares. But the staff was able to kind of put it all together. So I do want to thank them and reach out and say thank you.
And they loved the fact that they got to walk.
Yes.
So they really like that.
Yeah, and I might say
Mhm.
so. All this, you know, haunted houses. We started at the library,
Mhm.
so and then it just got
I
so
remember.
big that we couldn't host it there anymore. So we decided on an outside venue. I think Anita remembers that. You know,
Yeah.
we used to deck the whole library in a couple of
Yeah, I
days, put it out together, have the haunted place first, second floor, and then after that, you know, a couple of days after, like nothing ever happened, and you know, provide regular library services. So yeah, there was a lot of kids who remember the library as a scary place. Commissioner, I know it's quite a bit, you know, to kind of go through, but it's what we do. You know, we only meet every other month, so it's my honor to come in and present our staff and tell you what's going on there at the library. Feel free to stop by whenever you can.
Will do.
Thank you.
I'd just like to say that just looking at your agendas and all that you are creating, this is really very impressive. You're doing a great job. And as a librarian, I kept thinking, when did I have time to do anything this much? I mean, it's a big endeavor. So congratulations, and thank you so much for all that you do.
Thank you very much.
Anybody else?
Yes, very impressive. It's so good to be part of a community that does so much for the members of the community. And like you say, people from outside the community even benefit from it because there is just so much. And I'm very impressed with the job um, uh, things that you provide for students and for young adults that are looking for work because it is a very scary process for them, especially for students right at high school level or early college, to be looking for jobs and everything, and to have all of that available for them at the library. It's a place of safety for them to come and say, "I don't know how to do this. Can you help me?" Because it is a very scary process. So thank you so much for doing this for our community.
I wanted to add, your work with PTI is awesome. Yes, I understand they get skills from it also, but we also get, learn from them. The other thing that it is, it helps with the calming, the fine motor. As an educator, it takes time and concentration. And as we get a little, I guess, older, our joints don't work as well and our fingers don't, but just to keep that going for them, they need that. So kudos to you for the work with PTI because that holds true to my heart. And just keep doing what you're doing. I'm thinking as I'm sitting here, I'm taking notes and I'm thinking, okay, maybe you can invite people from Easter Seal or ECI to come in and to do trainings or just awareness to parents with the little toddlers. Also, the university has a lot of grants or research projects that they have, and they often look for parents who are interested in participating, and sometimes they give away little gift cards. I know a researcher, they're looking at children that have autism and don't have autism, and language acquisition for a bilingual and non-bilingual student or emergent bilingual. So they do classes, they do cards and stuff like that. There's just a lot, and they can't pay a lot because it's a university, but they're able to give gift cards and do things like that. So they're always looking. Yeah. Mhm. Because it gives back to our community. Because the thing is that a lot of times research is done somewhere else, and it doesn't happen here as much, and so we're left out of that. Our contributions or our children, our language, the way we do things is different in this area, so that also provides too knowledge.
And on that note, we're very accommodating. We're open pretty much till 9 p.m. So a lot of the people who come to the library and, are looking for resources like that, sometimes, they go to work, but they get off at 5, so they're able to come in after hours, bring their kids, and utilize that time with their kids to be able to come to the library and maybe do those things that you have mentioned.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I so move. Second.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
very much.